waiting for this one for a long time.
At least 6 years.
I reckon they announced that October, maybe 6 months, 2021. They announced this at Articon. So Defense of the North, haven't even taken the shrink wrap off this one. You can be honest.
This your
You can be honest. So, very excited. Haven't even opened it.
The Hobbit base side, really.
Given me PTSD, we've got Dane Ironfoot on the front.
Is he on the pig?
Yeah, he is too. So, giving me PTSD from back in the days with Steve.
You open up, snap the spine.
So, bunch. Oh, this is a different map.
Yeah.
That's actually really
Is it like the older world?
Maybe it's just a different colour. But it's called the Wilderland. That's dope. So, there's been so many people, some of the rules and stuff of this have been leaked. Everyone's like, hey, do you want to see the rules? Do you want to see the rules? And I've been waiting. First scenario is Easterlings versus Dale. That's really cool. Ooh, Rutabi.
That's the bird, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
the lady.
it's too.
The lady is the lady.
Ninja.
So obviously they invade Dale first, and then they get to Erebor, right? Is that the
So lots of
storyline? I think it is.
lots of Eastling versus Dale. Then we've got some Iron Hills popping up.
Obviously, it's based on when Sauron's like goes to Dane and he's like, "Hey, join me," and he's like, "You know what? Stuff you. You're a dick." Then he's just like, "All right, take all these dudes," and they nearly win. I think the only thing that stops him is because when Sauron gets his finger cut off, and then they all bail.
This essentially happens at the same time as the War of the Ring and the Lord of the Rings movies. So,
The last alliance of everyone.
Some orcs. Oof, we're going to get to this Bjornings soon.
Yeah,
the scenarios look really cool. A lot of them, they're not as small as the
last ones, which were good.
For the Necromancer.
Hopefully it's the same amount of models, because that was good in the last one. Like 10 versus 10.
It's kind of like 2 warbands. A lot of the scenarios, that's a big one. There's a lot of scenarios in this one.
There's a lot of new characters. Obviously, seeing there the new Gladium characters that come out or got displayed 2 weeks ago, if that.
Yeah.
And then Rumil gets redone, which is about time because that model's crap and it's metal. I hate metal.
So how many scenarios is there? 1, 2, 8. Oh, it's actually 2 campaigns. The Battle of Dale and the Defense of Mirkwood and the Assault on Lothlorien.
This is why Thranduil does a runner, isn't it? And he goes and hides in his mountain.
Yeah. So
obviously his wife gets killed by the dragon, blah, blah, blah. And then he pretty much just cracks shits with everyone. He's like, you know, locking the door, piss off. I'm done with you. 17
scenarios in this book, which is really cool. And I like
3 campaigns.
Yeah. I like that it's broken down into 3 because that means like we don't have to do all of them if we want to play.
Stare at his head for like 17 straight games.
Yeah. So, Garrison of Dale, their army special rule
is the same.
The same. Shoot value 3+.
So key models, obviously the 2 new heroes, Warriors of Dale, because that's pretty much all you get. You get no cav. And Girion, which is the dude with the Windlance.
Yeah.
So he's Bard's dad. No,
grandfather.
That's right.
So we've got Brand, who's the king, and then Bard 2, who's the prince. I don't know.
So Bard's got 2 fate, but he's theoretically... No, he doesn't die, he dies.
The king dies.
The king dies. So obviously everything that dies in the story only has 1 fate.
Yeah, or 0 fate.
Yeah.
Interesting. He's got Brand, the king of Dale, he's the grandson of Bard the Bowman. So he's got a 12-inch stand vast. He gets a reroll if he's trapped for the dual roll and the wound roll.
So then obviously if you win the fight, you then get to Lord of the West, I guess, really, theoretically. A double Lord of the West.
That's pretty good. And he's got 3...
Is it or and?
And, yeah.
So it's a double Lord of the West. Take that, you jerk.
He has got Resolve, Strength, and Strike.
And he is fight 5.
Not bad.
Especially when you're playing Orcs or Easterlings. Not many, Black Dragons, fight 4. Heroes, 5. I think Andur and Kamul have anything that's 6.
Yeah, true, in this campaign, yeah.
If they're even in the campaign.
Iron Hills.
Yeah, they're
Bard 2, which is Brand's son. Fight 5 again.
Strength
3 might.
Defense 7 though.
Yeah, they both got defense 7, which is quite good because they have heavy armor and shields. And he gets +1 to wound.
And they don't have stupid Morannon Orcs in this if you're playing themed. So
That's
it's still,
true.
what, 6s by 4s? No, it's still straight 6s.
Yeah.
At least it's not 5s.
Knights of Dale.
Which are cool models. Forge World exclusive though. So they get
I got 12 of them.
+1 when you charge them. I'm pretty sure it is. So you want them to get charged because then you get +1 to wound.
Yeah. I thought it was cavalry, but it's all things that charge them.
Yeah.
And very, very interesting.
So it's charge them. I was going to just be a jerk and just...
Yeah. We have the generic Windlance as an option
Which is
for Dale. And there's a new model for that coming, which is awesome.
Which is pretty much Isengard Ballista, but only scatters 3.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit better for the same... 10 points more. Because they're 65. That's why they're stupid.
Yeah. But it doesn't skew you and push you back. It just kills you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. They put an Erebor and Dale battle companies in there.
There we go.
That was weird. In there as well. Erebor Reclaimed. This is an interesting one. So this
everyone
is...
hates because you can't take Dane on a pig. He has to be on foot and he's worse.
Or ballistas.
Everything like ballistas, chariots. But you can still take the heroes of Iron Hill that are still alive, right?
Hang on. Dane Ironfoot, Lord of the Iron Hills.
So you can take it.
Interesting. But it might be a legendary legion. So we've got the new Dane Ironfoot, King Under the Mountain.
Which is still good.
Very good. Old Man Dane.
Fight 6, can strike, defense 8, 3 wounds. Oh, he's got 1 fate, but 3/3/1.
Master Forge, hands and a half axe.
Cool.
So he always gets +1 to wound.
Yep, so you can theoretically strike 5.
He can be +2 to wound as well.
Yep.
Because he can double hand with that. He's fearless.
Which is good because he's only fearless in Iron Hills if he makes a charge or
Yes.
something silly like that.
Yeah. And his standfast affects Erebor Dwarf heroes.
Cool. And when the stupid dwarf tries to jump a crack, you roll 2 dice instead of 1.
Because he's old.
Yeah,
and pick the lowest.
Oh, is it pick the lowest?
Yeah, because he's old. It is poo. But it makes sense. And then we have Thorin 3 Stonehelm. So he's a generic dwarf character.
That's fight 6.
Fight 6, defense 8, 3 attacks, 2 wounds, 3 might, 3 will, 3 fate. Strike, strength, defense, and
5+ no might is spent. That's stupid. On heroic actions. Initially declare heroic action, enemy model so it declares.
This is really cool. So
That's silly.
if you declare a heroic strike and somebody calls a heroic combat, you can change your heroic action and potentially you get it for free.
So when like a troll's going to charge you, like heroic strike, you don't kill me, and then you're like, you know what, he's not coming for me, going to heroic combat.
And all friendly Erebor Dwarf models gain the Dubekar special rule as their army bonus, and they treat Dane Ironfoot King Under the Mountain as Thorin Oakenshield for that purpose. That's a Dubekar. It's
+1. Is that the wounding one?
should have been organised. Should have this out already.
I didn't need it.
Dubekar.
I don't play dwarves, they're for boring people.
Yeah, I did buy both those models for Nicole to paint up.
Why are you searching that? I love them.
Yeah, go for it.
Get into it.
Dubekar. Oh, there we go. A model with this special rule counts as being in range of a banner if they're within 6 inches of Thorin or Dane.
That's stupid. So it's like, you could almost have a 24-inch banner if you played it right.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh, we already went through that? Yeah.
What else? Yeah. Oh, and
I went backwards.
everything in the army that has the Iron Hills keyword
becomes
terrible.
Lothlorien, this isn't one of mine. I don't like playing these elves. I'm more of a Mirkwood man.
Yeah, I think
This is High Five, Galadriel.
Yeah, Lothlorien, a lot of people struggle to play them or don't like them because they're their biggest glaring weaknesses. They don't have any mounted heroes.
Which is a bit silly. But Celeborn on a horse is a bit silly as well.
Oh, absolutely. And it's the only way you really make them different to the other elves. So they've got some really good things. So obviously, I think it'll be a 2-pack with Haldir and Orifin. Orifin, Haldir, and Rumi. Oh, sorry. Who's getting redone? Rumi's getting redone. It'll be a 2-pack with Rumil and Orifin. And Haldir, they're actually 3 brothers. So Orifin, the new hero, is 85 points. He's got heroic strength.
It's only 3/1/1.
Elf
That's
profile. Yeah. And if he rolls 1 or more natural 6s when making a dual roll, any dice roll with a natural 6 will make double the number of strikes. opponent is trapped, they don't double on top of the double. So, yeah, that's all right. 85 points. Hero of
Well,
Fortitude.
that's literally 10 more points than a generic captain without a shield. So you pay,
You're getting an extra point of might for 10 points.
and you're
An extra attack.
Yeah.
And a special roll for free.
Pretty much. You pay 5 points more.
Yeah. That's cool. That's very, very cool.
They still resistant to magic.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Thranduil's Halls.
This is my favourite.
Army bonus hasn't changed.
Nah.
What's changed? Nothing. Nothing at all. Cool.
This is Dion's favourite. You can do it.
The Bjornings.
I'm banned from playing Beyond because I can't do anything with it. So
I definitely played a whole tournament where I only turned into a 4-game tournament where I only turned into a bear once.
last time I played him, he got shot by Steve's Ballista before I could even do anything, so he just died.
While the Bjornings are not an army list in their own right, they do have their own Legendary Legion. This Legendary Legion is what we'll be talking about here. Interesting. So you have Born
Page 90.
and Grimbayorn. Grimbayorn, 200 points. How many points is regular Bjorn?
200.
200 or 250?
I reckon he's 200.
It's a bit of a compare. Oh yeah, 200.
But it's the same,
5?
4+ changes from Bear to Matt, and he can go. Can you go back? I can't remember that.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Yeah,
Or vice versa. Yep.
So the major differences in man form, he's the same profile as Bjorn, except he's only fight 5. Does he
So you
have
can't change form while you're in base contact, so you can't just be like, oh, cool, you charge me, I'm turning into a bear on my turn.
Yeah. Historical allies with everyone who they're historical allies with, that makes sense. Nothing crazy there. So why is he the same points if he's less fight value? So the bear's profile is also the same, except he's fight 7 instead of fight 8.
He does get a special. No,
Skin changer, that's the thing.
same thing.
Crushing strength. Okay. They're just like, fuck you. Have a
I guess because Bjorn is the Bjorn of Bjorns.
He's just 1 point less fight for the same points. Interesting.
I don't know, it's still a cool model. I'll probably still buy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, be Forge World, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Bjornings, the generic warriors.
Which I thought.
They're only strength 4. I think they
do have 10.5 axes, which is cool. I thought.
Early.
Yeah,
So
that's
then,
what I was hoping for.
Always two-handed piercing strike.
Fight 5. They're pretty much better, or they're the same as a better courage than the Muhard. What the hell are they?
Half trolls.
Half trolls, and they're cheaper.
They're also only defense 4. Half trolls are defense 6.
Oh, that's right.
But they're burly, which is very,
and
very
they're
good.
Creature.
That's also
So you can
really
do a runner
cool.
through a forest if you're getting chased or something like
And
that.
while they're in 6 inches of a bear model, so only when they've transformed, they count as being in range of a banner. I'll be buying them, so we'll get to see them on the channel.
Which they don't have that special rule, which we thought would be like Armies of the Dead, where if you took a certain amount, they'd have their own captain.
There might be the Legendary Legion. Let's skip forward to the Legendary
Page
Legion.
90, it said.
So that we can
Talk shit about it. You have to include both.
Additionally, Bjorning models.
So you have to take both bears in the Legendary Legion.
No, you don't. If it includes both, Bjorn will be the leader because he's the dad.
They have a 5+ field opening.
Oh.
So friendly bear model, so it's only... They're not bears.
It's only Bjorn in bear form. And
so they get a field no pain of 5+.
Oh, that's so good. And they get monstrous charge. That's really good. So that means they get an extra attack when they charge. So 4 attacks. And they get the knock to the ground special roll.
Does it still work on things that are higher than strength 6? Like a troll?
Yeah, it's a monstrous charge. So if you're higher strength, so he's defense 8.
Yeah.
So get off your Fell Beast.
Yeah. They're all resistant to magic.
All of them. Wow.
And you don't need to roll to turn him into a bear. You just be like, I'm a bear, motherfucker. So you can just turn into a bear for free, which is good because, as Dion said, 4+ is his shit. He can't roll.
So Hero of Valor is 15 models you can lead.
Yeah.
And then old mate Grimbayorn is a Hero of Valor. So you can have, 30 models?
Yeah.
200 points each. What's that, 600? So it's 1,000 points maximum.
Pretty much. Which I don't think I probably wouldn't.
That's really cool because if we were theorizing that a lot of the armies, Army of the Dead, not the hobbits, the ruffians. If you take war bands of a certain size, you don't need to have a hero.
It's 8 or more.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
So I was kind of theorizing that would be an option, but apparently...
Which would have been cooler, because then you could have literally taken one of the two and just been like, plonk here, and just taken 40 of the dudes.
Yeah, but that's cool. I like that it gives you the option to be up to 1,000 points.
It's nice to have new models in...
It means I only need to buy 30.
Lord of the Rings, because we don't really get too many.
Yeah. Easterlings, here we go. Same army special rule. Nothing
That's
crazy.
+1 courage, and on 25% you get to pick if the game ends, I'm pretty sure. So when you roll a 1 or a 2, you'd be like, the game's not ending, sucked in.
No, that's...
I'm pretty sure it is.
+1 courage, additionally once per game.
Yeah, Eastland players may choose the dice roll to be re-rolled, sorry. You don't get to choose. So if they roll a 1 or a 2 and you're like, oh shit, I need another turn, you're like, re-roll that motherfucker.
That's cool. Or hoping for a 1 or a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
this is the...
Go for it. This is your army now.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm really... How many points? Oh, it doesn't show yet. So you got the Dragon Emperor, the Ruin, or Ruhan, however you want to pronounce it. 170 points. He's pretty much a Dragon Knight.
Yeah.
I think maybe they're 5/5, not too sure. But
Yeah,
it's 3/3/3, which the Dragon Knights don't have any fate. They're the ones that don't get fate.
He's basically the same profile as Amdur.
So he has an elf-made spear, but you can still feint with it as if it is a sword, which is cool. He can shield as well. Ooh. So he can't spear support while being on that. So when you got the big base and you have to spear, you can't be a jerk and get through. This is good because they actually write this in the rules because a lot of it's like, oh, it's not written properly.
He's
it's
also
like,
got the phalanx special rule,
which is the one you can move 2 to get away. Well, it's a big base to get trapped.
Yeah.
So gives him resistance to magic. So he's
that's really cool. And his stand fast affects heroes, which is good because he's courage 6.
And he's hero legend, so you're like, I'm automatically passing sucked in, take this, and
strike, strength, defense.
And then the dudes on the side. So these are the ones where I'm pretty sure.
So does he come on the Palanquin?
I don't think he can't for 170 points. Maybe he does.
Yeah, he must do.
That's not a good dollar to points ratio. We were thinking he was going to be like 400 points, being something stupid. Because I'm pretty sure when I read it on Warhammer Community, if you actually win the fight, you can end up having 9 attacks. Because you got the 6 dudes on the bottom. He's got his 3, and the...
Because if you look at if you compare points for Amdur, I know Amdur's got some different special rules, and the Dragon Prince, they're 40 points different, and with the Dragon Emperor, you get 6 black dragons as well, included in the points. So it's a mount, but it works differently to cavalry.
So
the more wounds it takes,
so he has the cavalry special rule, but it doesn't.
So it doesn't have the cavalry keyword. He just it's a mount, so he gets the in the way checks for shooting down here, but he doesn't have the cavalry keyword.
So only on a 5+ you hit him. So it's sort of like Gandalf Chariot, how it's like 1 to 4 you hit the chariot, 5+ you hit Gandalf.
Correct.
Cannot be knocked prone by siege engines, which is cool. So usually you'd just be like, take that, and I guess you just...
Sorcerer's Blast and Cool Winds.
I'm guessing that's too hard because it would have just been like, oh, okay, so where do I place my 7 models? I don't know.
Yeah.
He's
a 12-inch banner.
Which is good. Neg 1. He doesn't suffer the Neg 1 for carrying a banner, which is cool, obviously, because then Fight 6 would have been Fight 5, would have been stupid.
That's quite good. Anyone that can see him and is within 6 inches... Easterling warriors gets +1 to their fight value. That makes black dragons ridiculous. That makes them fight 5. It's warriors only, so not heroes. So you can't have fight 7 Amdur or fight 6 Dragon Knights.
Or Kamal.
Yeah.
On a field base, it's fight 7 because that'd be stupid.
Yeah. Rutabi, General of the Dragon Emperor. She's Master of Battle 3+. And she's got the can't be knocked down.
Yep.
Like Amdur has. So she's heroic strike, heroic challenge, fight 6, 3 attacks, 3
and she
might.
can use a pike and a shield at the same time without the penalty. Eastling warriors on foot with the special rule, lose a duel up to 2 other models. Yeah, so
She's got the phalanx, yeah.
yeah,
And show no mercy.
she can never.
If your opponent is trapped, you get to reroll wound rolls.
So that's
brutal.
What is it? Not the Kings.
Yeah, basically.
The one that her Sharos have where you can reroll your wound rolls. And then also they get a new
War Gear of the
Priest.
Conjurer.
So obviously a new War Priest.
He's got 5 will.
So and every time he rolls a natural 6, your will points not spent. So it's like the opposite of de-spelling.
Oh, that's really good. So I think he's got
Blade Wrath 2+, which that's the one. You get +2 to your strength or something stupid like that.
No, that yeah. That's the one.
Fury on a 3+, which is not as good as it used to be, where you just be like Fury and it passes. Enchanted Blade is the one that I was thinking.
Enchanted Blades is rerolls. Blade Wrath is plus
and
plus
Tremor
strength.
I can't remember what Tremor is.
That's what the good or bad Black Shield, Moria Black Shield
goblins
have, where it knocks you down.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's real good.
And then obviously you got the Acolytes. So they haven't actually done a profile for them.
They're the ninjas. They
gave you the special rules for them, but
defense 4, 2 attacks,
and automatically pass all the way in the wave text.
So,
So if you're fighting through a barricade or something, you automatically just wound them. You
don't have to make a 4+ to attack over, and they can't be knocked to the ground.
The War Drake. Okay.
Yeah. So essentially, so in battle companies, you can have a drake, like a baby dragon.
You read that rule?
No.
That's stupid. So you just run that into something at strength 4.
20 points, 2 attacks, fight 4, strength 4.
So it has Venom, which isn't that rare?
Reroll 1s.
Okay, that's still good.
Any model that suffers a wound from a runish war drake but is not slain reduces their fight value on attacks by 1 to a minimum of 1 for the remainder of the game.
But it's just an attack.
But you can't stack it. You can't just keep attacking them and whittling them down. That's still
if they're
really
only
good.
20 points, I'd just take the piss and take 2 of them.
Yeah, whack them with a
And
warband.
literally just throw them at something and be like, oh, is that Imrihu? Oh, cool, you're fight now, fight 4, and you've only got 2 attacks.
Yeah. That's quite
Which
good.
that's why I watched that when we went to Silmaril. The dude just literally kept withering the dude's Imrihu and got him down to strength 1. And he's like, cool, you won the fight. He's like, cool, you're strength 1, I don't care. And he literally couldn't kill orcs. It was funny.
There's a Black Dragon battle company's profile, so you can just run Black Dragons. That's quite cool.
So this one's... So that's your starting. You only start with normal, obviously, on-foot dudes.
Yeah.
But you can't get... Oh, no, you can. Cataphract.
You can get a Runish War Drake.
Which is cool.
Yeah, that's sick.
When fighting any hero... You can reroll.
Harry, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. They get the same thing.
Mordor.
So we've got a couple of different...
So we've got new characters. There's the Shaman dude.
And Razgush.
Which is the dude with the mace.
So these came out last year, right?
110 points for a captain. He better be as good as Shagrat, I tell you.
He's fight 5, strength 4. So immediately not as good as Shagrat.
But his special rule is cool.
Defense 7, 3 attacks, 3 wounds.
Elfbane, so that does D3 wounds. Is that like
Correct.
Orcus? Yep.
Correct. H Elves, which is +1 to wound. And
so you can include bat swarms, merkin spiders, giant spiders, and fellwargs in his, even if they're not from, even if they were from a Mordor list. Does that mean they get?
As if they were from the Mordor list.
So that means they obviously get a Mordor keyword.
No, it doesn't say, because everything that does, it changes.
That's a bit silly.
Yeah.
Same thing.
And he can only include...
So all the things in his warband gain the hatred elf as well. So when you take giant spiders, we're strength.
Yeah, in his warband you can't include Moran orcs. It's only Mordor orcs.
That's alright. Because theoretically they're not invented yet.
Yeah. That's cool. Mosgo Orc Shaman.
He has Wither sucked in.
70 points.
Which a normal shaman's 55, I'm pretty sure.
When he kills a model, so it's not bad because he's strength 4 with 2 attacks. Most shamans only have 1 attack. If he kills somebody in close combat, he gets a will point back. That's very good. Drain Courage with a Transfix, standard, but he's good for withering a hero and then killing a warrior.
So what you do is you take Wild Riders in his warband and you roll up and you knock the dude over and you're like, cool, now you fucking knocked over. I get 4 attacks at you.
Do you remember we played a game and you took Mordor, but you had Warg Riders in there?
Yeah.
And you can't. No, Fell Wargs. No, regular
No,
Wargs.
it's Mordor. You can't take regular.
You can't take regular Wargs in Mordor. Now you can.
You take the better Wargs, the ones that can smell around corners. So
Yeah.
what you do is you take a couple of Warg Riders, you run in, you knock the jerk over, you're like, cool, alright, so I'm not even going to wound you first, so this dude's going to then get 4 attacks at you to then use his special rule.
Whenever he slays an enemy model, so he can kill multiple models if he's in combat with multiple.
You just run over, knock things over with the cav bonus, and they can pretty much take everything from Mordor.
Yeah, it's the same. It's just regular Mordor. It's not a different army list. Take Witch King, take Siege Bows, Gothmog. Dark Denizens, nothing, that's unchanged.
Legendary
Alright,
Legions.
here we go.
This is the only reason why you're watching, I guess.
Army of Dale.
This one's yours.
So, Brand, Bard, Captain, Knights of Dale, Warriors of Dale, Winlance. You must always include Brand, King of Dale. Makes sense, he's the king. They still get shoot value 3+. And, oh, that's good. They all get Swarm Protector Brand.
Which
So,
is like bodyguard, isn't it?
As long as Brand's alive, they automatically pass coach.
He's like your stupid Theodred army.
Yeah,
We just hide him at the back of the table so I can't do anything.
Yeah. And this is obviously you can't have cavalry, but because Brand, like Theodred has to charge, whereas Brand doesn't have to.
Just sit in the
That's quite good. Defenders of Erebor. So this is the combo: Erebor plus a bunch of the champions of Erebor and some Dale.
So you can obviously take the Erebor dudes that aren't dead. Or if you Philly Killy are dead, Bold kills them.
You get Dwalin,
Thorin gets
Biffa,
killed.
Boffa, Nori, Dory, and Gloin.
You take his Gloin's
Gimli's dad.
yeah, he's good.
Goat Riders are in here.
You pretty much just can't take a chariot or all the siege, the ballista, which is okay anyway, because Iron Hills are tough as anyway, in my opinion.
So
Your weakness is Dale in this army.
even they're not terrible. But so interestingly, you can't have a Dale hero lead Erebor models or Iron Hills models. They have to.
But can you? Is this?
So their army special rule is if a Dale model's within an inch of an Erebor model, they reroll 1s to wound, and vice versa.
So obviously,
Spear supports.
that what I'm thinking is. Is it all the same keyword, defender, or have they all got...
No, it's just Dale and Erebor.
So you can't be a jerk and just be like, here's my front line of dudes with spears and the only Dale I'm taking is bows. You actually... Because
They got to be within an
it's
inch.
not like the Defenders of Helm's Deep where you can just take as many elf shooting as you want, as long as it's 33%.
If Dane or Bran would be trapped, the other may call a heroic combat. That's really cool because essentially when Brand dies... Dane protects him
and then gets killed.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because he dies at this one, isn't
it? No, they both die. Heirs to the Kingdom. If Thorin or Thorin 3 or Bard 2 would be trapped, the other may do the same thing for a combat for free.
And all the cool new Forge World all count as a 3-inch banner.
Friendly model, yeah. So that's really cool. Dane, Thorin, Brand, and Bard all count as banners for all friendly models. That's quite good. So you basically, obviously, if you're taking that, you're probably going to fit all 4 heroes in, so you're getting 4 free banners.
If you're playing theme, yeah, probably. And it's probably another 800-point thing.
So we already went over the buildings.
That's a bit. Look like a wolf. You're right. So there's. Alright, here we go.
Host of the Dragon
I still
Emperor.
can't believe it's only 170 points. That's actually really cheap. We were thinking like 400. So obviously you can take the Emperor on this stupid disc, the Lady, the new War Priest, then you got Dragon Knights, Eastland Captains, normal War Priests. You can't take... Oh, Dragon Knights, yeah, no. Warriors, the new Acolyte dudes, and the Cataphracties, which are the horse dudes. What cool rules have they got?
So you have to include the Dragon Emperor. Makes sense.
Obviously, 170 points, it's... Amdor, you just sort of, if you play Easterns, I'd probably just take him out, put him in if you want to play something cool.
Is Amdor in here?
No.
No, Amdor's not in this list.
Because he's probably not alive yet, or made yet, I don't know.
Somewhere else, yeah.
You don't need to pay the points to be a black dragon. You just get them for free. So you
Fight 4, courage 4.
So
the whole
you
army.
just play black dragons, and then his +1 to fight within 6 inches.
Yeah.
So I don't even know why you would take Easterling unless you want.
No. Yeah. What? Yeah.
Because black dragons can theoretically take pikes anyway.
And bows. You can have black dragon bows.
I wouldn't even take bows with Easterlings. They're not that great.
Unless. No, I was hoping this army list would let you take 50% bows.
And every Easterling hero gets Lord of the West.
But no, it's not quite Lord of the West because Lord of the West lets you reroll woody rolls. It's just reroll.
Doesn't it let you reroll one?
It's both.
No, but doesn't Lord of the West one, or is it both?
It's both.
Okay,
It's
still you get to reroll a d6, and so you pretty much get a free banner on all your heroes.
And because it doesn't say you're a banner, you can reroll 2 dice in a fight if you're in range of a banner.
Obviously, they got their same rule: +1 courage, and you get to pick to reroll it.
Yeah, so that's their army.
Which now I guess I'm going to have to buy one. I didn't think I was going to buy one, thinking they were 400 points, so I didn't want to invest.
Super cheap. Like Stevie would say,
Points dollars.
Not a good dollars to points ratio.
Um,
Fell Beings of Mirkwood. So it's the Dark Denizens of Mirkwood plus orcs.
So it's the dude with the mace. You get Orc Captain, Shamans, Taskmaster, which is kind of cool because they're 4+. You get your free biteback. Like there you go.
For heroic moves.
And you get the Spider Queen in that as well. Normal Orc Warriors, Wild Riders, Merkle Spiders. Oh, so you get both Wargs, Fell Wargs, and Bat Swarms.
And Orc Trackers on Wargs as well.
Which some people like them. I probably wouldn't bother.
The Trackers. The only reason you would take them is because they're shoot 3+ or shoot 4+. They're better at shooting than.
And then when they're on foot, they're the ones that are pretty much elven cloaks.
No, Stalk Unseen is the Morgul Stalkers.
That's right. So they all gain Woodland Creature, which is kind of cool. They all get Hatred Elf.
Yeah.
And he gets +1 to his fight when he's engaged with Elf models.
So that's Razgush.
So he becomes Fight 6 Orc Captain, really.
With Elfbane and Hatred Elf.
Which is kind of good.
Yeah. Situational,
but you don't get the Shaman dude in this, which is kind of weird.
No. You just get generic Shamans.
Which is cool because they have Wither. Oh no, it's the Angmar Shaman that has Wither.
She'll just play Angmar too.
Yeah.
Assault on Lothlorien. Oh, okay, here you go.
So this is where you get both.
So this is this is interesting. So you got Mosgo, the Orc Shaman, the new one, Orc Captain, Orc Shaman, Druzag, the Beast Caller, and Ashrak, the 2 Moria Goblin characters. Moria Goblin stuff, Wild Rags, Giant Spiders, regular Orc Warriors.
Wild Marauders, which are funny.
That's
this
really
one's cool.
cool.
You have to do this one, I think.
That's really cool. Spiders can only be led by Druzag or Ashrak.
So you have to at least take one Goblin hero. So you can't not take a Goblin hero.
Got to be named as well.
And everything like Orc has to lead an Orc, Goblin has to lead the Goblin.
This is real good. So under the cover of darkness, any battle featuring this legendary legion takes place at night.
So obviously that's you can't see anything if it's 12 inches away.
And you get +1 to wound.
So it's a reverse Shadow Lord that makes it better.
It's the same as the last scenario we played.
Yep.
You can, the one that takes place.
And you can only ever hit on a set. It's a reverse Shadow Lord.
And cave dwellers don't care. So all the goblins are cave dwellers.
Oh yeah.
So all their bows, 18-inch bows, so they get a 6-inch advantage.
Yeah.
And +1 to wound. Orc and Goblin models gain a +1 to wound, in which the opposing model is outnumbered. So there's backstabbers, which is kind of cool. So that means Prowlers will get +2 to wound models that are trapped.
Friendly models may reroll a d6 when casting something, so they pretty much have a crown. Like, cool, I'm going to reroll that because it's a 1, I'm crap.
And all your giant spiders become Venomback spiders for free, which means they get reroll all failed wound rolls.
And then because they're better, because they're strength 5.
Yeah. That's pretty good. And the appendix. What do we got in here? Destruction of Dale. That's a reprint. This is just all the... Oh, that's so cool. This is just a reprint of the scenarios from the Hobbit movies. Well, that's a new one. Beornings fighting Orc Captain, Orc Warriors. Yeah, right. Interesting. So, what do you think the winner Legendary Legion is out of that?
I like the goblin one.
Yeah, that's really cool. The orcs and goblins.
Obviously, the Easterling one's cool. I obviously plan to paint some Easterlings up to just in case we want to do something with it. Actually, they're okay models for how old they are.
Yeah.
I think your favourite's probably the Beornings.
Absolutely. Beornings, the Dale stuff's really, really cool, but a
lot of the blokes that collected Dale where we're from, they sort of ruined it for me to play Dale, and they're like, just
Dale models are just. They're not boring models.
I just think they're really good at low points. Like if you played like a 3, 4, 500, maybe pushing 600 point game, they're great.
Yeah.
But I think anything more than 650, there's other armies that are just gonna get your beam defense for. I'm pretty sure they're fight 4.
Yes,
they're fight 4 men. They're pretty much Minas Tirith. So by the time you kit them out with a spear and a shield or whatever, they're 9 points.
They shoot 3+. They have elf bows. So they shoot strength 3 shooting. They're just like they're a shooting army, like an elf army, but they're just not as good as elves.
I think they're good when you have one where you get to just deploy your army where you want it. I think if you get one of the random ones where it's like you got a unit over here, a unit over here, a unit over here, they're not as strong. You sort of need to keep them in a pack.
They get picked apart.
And sort of be a couple of turns in front. You know what I mean? Like pull your stuff back, let them shoot. Maybe move this way, let them shoot over there.
Did Dale always have banners?
That's the Reap. No, because it was in the old book that had Smaug on the front. Remember? Because Aaron used to always complain, we don't get banners. And they did in the new one. This is when they did the reprint.
Because I know that was a big thing where everyone complained. I thought, interesting, because I don't know where my other book is. I might have to look. You might have to look. Because I only bought this like a month or 2 ago. That's interesting. Let us know if your book for the Armies of the Hobbit, Dale has banners. Because I didn't think they did, because everyone had a little tanty about it.
Yeah, so obviously the Dale, we already talked about that one. Defenders of Erebor is okay.
Look, if I'm going to be honest...
If I'm going to take Iron Heels, I'm just going to take
Iron Heels, yeah.
Unfortunately, I think Dale is your weak link. Like having Strength 4, Defense 8 dudes at the front, and then someone's just going to say you're playing Mirkwood Rangers. They're like, alright, how many models you got? You're like, 30, how many you got? And it's like, cool, I'm just going to pick off all 15 Dale dudes. And then as soon as I kill a couple of dwarves, you're going to start... I know they're carriage 6, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once you get down to 12 dwarves and a couple of riders or whatever, you Danon Pig is your saviour in Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
You just hit things.
It's a cool thematic army. It's probably just not the best. I don't know if...
Not really if they both died there. Must be pretty bad.
Yeah. I don't know if the Beornings is going to be quite good. Not having to roll a dice for turning into a bear, phenomenal. I'm all about that. So as soon as
I still think a low point. So obviously, if you just take one of the bears, and you can take 10, 15 dudes is about 500 points. So good for you. It's literally 16 models to paint.
Yeah.
But something like that could be competitive, and I think once you take both of them, you'd have to kick yourself out. And playing 800 points of that, I don't think it's competitive. It'd be fun.
Us playing 650 is going to be Beorn. Grim Beorn, because I'm going to do that, obviously.
And like 8 dudes, if you're lucky. Literally. What's that, 560? What's that, 400? And then you take
140.
10, like 600. So you get 12 dudes. You get 12 dudes with 10 points to spare. So if you lose, you're playing 10 points under. You'll be fine. Yeah, because 12 dudes would be 140.
Good math skills. You get 12, yeah. Bill's right. You get 12. Were there bows, strength 4 bows? That was the only thing I thought they were going to be. I think they're great bows. We go, next page. Oh, no, there we go, down the bottom. Great bows. So strength 4 shooting.
Crossbows hurts.
Pretty good. And they can move half and shoot. They can actually crossbows that move and shoot.
Which is good.
That's probably my favourite thing. I love
obviously, we talked about the Eastling one. The rerolling your D6 for heroes is really good.
Yeah.
And your Black Dragons for free, which... Why would you even... Well, I don't... You literally just get a text there and just cross out Easterling Warriors.
Even just for the fact that you're getting +1 courage.
So that means your Cataphracties get it for free too, or is it Easterling?
Yeah, no, everything.
That's
Easterling
cool.
Warriors and Cataphracts.
So that could almost make the all Cav... Oh, nah, because all your heroes would be on foot. That'd be stupid.
Yeah.
Besides your captain.
Yeah. It's still quite good, but just having a little, like, squad of Cav... Because
can they always take glaives?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I've never played it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one's good.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. And the orc blending the orc and the Moria together, I think is really,
Yeah,
really
so obviously
awesome.
the Fell Beings and Merc, but I don't think that's quite. It's still fun. It'd still be a good list. I think that's more of a small.
It's
thing.
very,
I think
very specific.
The bigger you get, it's you know what I mean. You just
If you hate your mate who plays elves, do that.
yeah, I think that one, the Lothlorien one, is
Yeah.
my favourite.
Blending orcs and Moria is really cool.
Because you could literally just line up your shitty goblins at 5 points at the front. You know what I mean? Take 20 of them, line up your spears from the back, even though they're only strength 3, but it's still better. And
in this Legendary Legion, Mosgo, Druzag, and Ashrak are heroes of valor instead of heroes of fortitude, and regular shamans are heroes of fortitude instead of heroes of
so
valor.
I think they changed his special rule that it's only wargs and spiders that you can do his special rule to.
Oh,
The one where you get all the better fight and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they changed it to only bat, spider, and warg. So when Cole used to play it, you know what I mean? He'd be like, oh, this warrior goblin that's outnumbered, he gets it, but he doesn't.
So yeah, he has Enraged Beast, which is
on a 3+.
Because you still can, but you can't. So you used to be able to have back in the day in the blue books, you used to be able to put Druzag with Shelob.
That's right.
And you would enrage. That was coach. You used to enrage beast Shelob. What's it called? What's the spell called? Beast. What even is a book? So, Rage Beast. Their fight, attacks, strength, and courage are increased by 2. But at the end of the phase, they take a strength 10 hit.
Hold on.
Yep.
So the Ashrak dude, right? Yep. You just throw him into some dude's captain, hope you win the fucking fight, and on a 4+, you're fucking paralyzed. Take that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That makes him, I'd like that one being Angmar.
And he's got Shroud of Shadows, which is the you can't target me. Basically, the models wearing the ring.
Only spider models can do his stand fast. He's a spider dude.
What's the venom back?
So it's 2+. So they get it for free in this one.
Yeah.
So usually you'd have to play the 2+ to get them venom.
Yeah.
What do they have? Transfix.
Yeah, not that Transfix. Not great. Oh, it's okay.
But for 5-point goblins that you could literally meet shield, same as the Wide Marauders. I know they're expensive, but they are stupid because obviously you can use them with all bows. I'm pretty sure, or it's one with the bow, one with the shield, one with the.
No, it's 2 bows.
It is 2 bows.
Yeah,
and one dude with the shield at the front.
The dude riding it can't shoot his bow.
Yeah, and they are cavalry.
Yes, yeah.
I think that's my favourite.
So the reason the Wild Marauders used to be dumb is because they didn't count as cavalry if you knocked them over.
That's
they would
right.
Just get back up and get up on the mount. Whereas now, if you knock them down, the 3 goblins go flying. So yeah, thoughts?
I think it's better than the last book that we copped, the Fall of the Necromancer. Obviously, a lot of the people already knew the story, what was probably going to happen. Everyone sort of had an inkling of the Nine and Sauron were going to get a cool special rule, do this, that, and then a few of the other ones sort of everyone knew. A lot of I really didn't know.
I'd probably say this is the most chock-a-block one.
Since the Quest of the Ringbearer, I think this is the best.
I think it's probably got more Legendary Legions than that. It's probably even got more than...
Because we copped
Gondor at War.
Then we copped War at Rohan. Then we copped Scouring of the Shire, I'm pretty sure was the next one.
Yep. I don't even know where my Scouring of the Shire book is.
But...
Because War in Rohan has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Legendary Legions.
They only had 2 really cool ones that I thought, like the Thadr's Guard, it's a solid list. It wasn't that cool. I think the Defenders of Helm's Deep was probably my favourite in that one, or the stupid one where everyone with Isengard takes the ballista.
Gondor at War is 8 as well, so this has probably got 8, so they're probably just the same. I think this has just got... A lot of the ones in these other books are very similar to each other.
They've just got more exciting, and there's a lot more different range of options that you can take. How many's in that?
There's only 6 in here. It just felt like more. But yeah, I look very, very cool. I've always loved the Hobbit movie stuff, so this is Hobbit movie stuff set in Lord of the Rings, so it's not actually things that are in the movies, but it's still really, really cool.
So obviously they're doing like a Fast and the Furious where they started like here, went forward a bit, now they're going back, and then I don't know what the next book would be. I am hoping it's a Last Alliance book because I want some plastic Numenor captains, some new plastic Numenor dudes,
just a box
some
of
new
Numenor.
some new
So
Rivendell dudes. Like that would be my hope for the next book. But I guess if they do that, then there's not much more to do after, is there? Really. So they probably don't want to do that book next because then theoretically,
look, then you just do. There's a lot of stuff in between the last.
I think they should go back and do a lot of the other ones, like when you roll through the Lord of the Rings book.
Well, when you think, if you think back to the source books,
like obviously
before the blue books, you've got the there was a dwarf and an elf, dwarf and a goblin supplement. You could just redo that and make that a campaign book.
Like stuff like Arnor that's forgotten about, like
Reclaiming Moria. That's the time period. But yeah, look, I'm happy with that.
Or maybe new legendary legions and fiefdoms make them even better. That'd be something cool I'd be on the bandwagon of.
Well, all done.
That was exciting, I thought.
Yeah, no, really cool. I'm happy. Let us know which of the legendary legions. We pretty much have everything except the Iron Hills painted.
I've got Iron Hills. I don't have Iron Hills painted, no. I have them, but I don't have them painted.
Let us know in the comments which matchups you want to see between the legendary legions. I'll put a list in the comments as well.
Maybe we'll play, because we hate Iron Hills because of Steve, we'll play the Erebor one.
Yeah.
But we'll just play Dale, because no one likes Iron Hills.
Take the two new dwarf characters, which are cool, which everyone thinks are terrible. But yeah, that was it.